favourite was obviously Jim Peters, who was then by far the fastest marathon runner in the world. Several fastest marathon runs ever. It was a hot day. He knew it was hot. It was a 12:30 midday start, and the whole thing about that race was that seconds and managers were not allowed on the course. Nobody didn't know where you were. The drinks had to be handed in beforehand, and I didn't know where I was. And during the race you could see splashes of water where some of the runners had not stuck to the course. And Jim Peters entered the stadium first. He was well ahead of the field. And he got into the stadium and he went down the ramp and the road down to the stadium, and then he started wobbling. And he fell once, got up, he fell again, and he fell again, and eventually he had to be carried off. And this was a Dorando Pietri scene all over again. Dorando Pietri had a similar occasion in the 1908 Olympics, where he too had to be helped to the finish. Now he would have run, Peters would have run about 2:22 under those conditions, which was exceptional. His other racing partner, Stan Cox, ran into a lamppost and concussed himself. And I didn't know where I was. I thought I was running 7th. I was very disheartened. And as I ran into the stadium, I was told that I was 2nd. And I couldn't believe it. But so many of the people in front of me, so many of the runners in front of me had just given up. And so what I learned from that race was never, never, never give up hope. And that is something that I always was a good lesson for me to learn. The other comrades that and then the London to Brighton 1960 was another race that I probably shouldn't have run. We went over always in the cheapest fare possible. And this we went, the Cali Centre team of 4, and we went in Charlie Chase's little Peugeot. We drove from here to Lorenzo Marx, and then got a flight to Portugal, and then from Portugal we caught one train and then another train, and eventually got to London. But in that car, my knee, we were sitting cramped because there were 4 of us in this little car with all our baggage, and I was sitting all cramped up. And when we got to the other side, my knee was so painful that I just didn't know what to do. Anyway, it cleared a little bit, and then it got worse. And then it got to the stage where I could hardly run. And the day before the race, I thought that no, there was no hope. And on the Friday afternoon, I decided I'd have one more little try, and I ran, and it was just a little bit easier. And then we started the race. I had a massage just before the race started, and I limped for the first 10 miles. I eventually went on. After that 10 miles, the pain wore off, and I eventually won, and I just broke the record by 24 seconds. But it was an incredible turnaround in the situation, and so much pressure did I put on the other leg that I developed Achilles tendon trouble. And I had said that if I got through the Brighton, I would have an attempt at the 100-mile record. And I thought that with a bit of luck that I would warm up just as I had in the Brighton. But it wasn't to be. The weather was terribly cold. It was a dark, grey, miserable day, and I ran in a tracksuit top the whole way, but my Achilles tendon gave trouble, and I got to halfway, and with still another 50 miles to go, there was just no hope of finishing. And so I was very disappointed, and so were the English. They had a special program printed, and they were all out encouraging me along the way. And then I came back here, and that tendon didn't improve, and I had injections, and eventually I had to have surgery. And that was a great disappointment to me, because surgery on Achilles tendons was not known then, and I thought that might well be the end of my running, but it had to be done. And during the surgery it was observed that my tendon sheath was so dead that they could still see the pinpricks of the cortisone injections that I had previously. And I'll just end up with just to show that I am human, and I'm not only, I haven't always been an elite runner. I'll just tell you about the two races that I ran, the two Comrades. One in '85, when I was 53. I decided that I'd just like to see what the race is like now, what has changed, and I decided to run. And, with all my experience actually worked against me, because what I used to do in my prime, I could no longer do. And I still had the same training courses, and then I got a bad flu before the race, and I was in bed for 10 days. And the week before the race, I was so weak that I couldn't run around the block. But I did that, and I ran, but walked. It was an uprun, and I walked every hill from Fields Hill to the finish.
It's like my run every day.
That's what we all do. 10 years later, in '95, I wasn't enjoying my training as much as I used to. Things were a lot tougher. I was then 63, and I was having what I used to call a stretch in the arch of my foot, which commonly now everyone knows is plantar fasciitis. And when I got to halfway, by the time I got to halfway, my foot was so bad that my leg was getting in trouble, and there was no way that I was going to finish. And I got to halfway, and I packed it up. And that was a disappointment to me. After I'd finished, I took my tackies off, my running shoes, and tore off the insole. And there were corrugations inside the shoe on the sole of the foot, which caused my trouble, and was diagnosed as a stress fracture. So I was disappointed to have that to finish in that manner. But I think I've spoken long enough. There's so many more races and issues that I could discuss, but I think you've heard me, and if anyone would like to ask any questions, I'll be pleased to.